What if I told you that the rise of Christianity, one of the most influential religions in history, was also one of the catalysts for the division of the Roman Empire? The story of how Christianity, a religion born in the shadows of the Roman Empire, contributed to its division of belief, power, and monumental change. Today, we are revealing in this chapter of history the ideological, political, and social changes that ultimately fractured one of the most powerful empires the world has ever seen. Christianity began in the early 1st century CE as a small Jewish sect in Judea, a province under Roman rule. At the time, the Roman Empire was a melting pot of religions and philosophies, from the pantheon of Roman gods to the mystical cults of the East. This diversity fostered both tolerance and tension. Enter Christianity, a faith centered on the teachings of Jesus of Nazareth, who preached love, forgiveness, and a kingdom of heaven far removed from earthly power. Initially, Christianity was seen as a small offshoot of Judaism, barely registering on Rome's radar. But its rapid spread across the empire's vast and interconnected road network, combined with its appeal to the marginalized, slaves, women, and the poor, made it impossible to ignore. By the 2nd century, Christians were everywhere, in the marketplaces, in the military, even in the imperial court. Their refusal to worship the Roman gods and the emperor as divine set them apart, marking them as subversive and dangerous in the eyes of Roman authorities. The Roman response to the growth of Christianity was harsh. Early Christians were accused of atheism for rejecting the Roman gods, treason for refusing to worship the emperor, and bizarre crimes like cannibalism due to misunderstandings about the Eucharist. These accusations fueled waves of persecution, from Nero's brutal executions in the 1st century to empire-wide crackdowns under emperors like Decius and Diocletian. Paradoxically, persecution often strengthened the Christian movement. Martyrs, those who died for their faith, became powerful symbols of resistance and devotion, inspiring converts and galvanizing existing believers. Over time, the resilience of Christians under persecution only highlighted the cracks in the Roman state religion and the wider social fabric of the empire. The turning point came in the early 4th century with Emperor Constantine the Great. In 312 AD, before the Battle of the Milvian Bridge, Constantine reportedly had a vision of the Christian cross, along with the words, "With this sign, conquer." After his victory, he attributed his success to the Christian God and became the first Roman emperor to convert to Christianity. Under Constantine's reign, Christianity evolved from a persecuted minority to an imperial faith. The Edict of Milan in 313 AD granted religious toleration throughout the empire, effectively legalizing Christianity. But Constantine's patronage of Christianity did more than end persecution. It placed the faith at the center of imperial policy. Churches received state funding, Christian bishops gained political influence, and theological debates became matters of state. While Constantine's support for Christianity stabilized the religion, it also sowed seeds of division. As Christianity gained power, internal conflicts over theology, authority, and practice intensified, forcing the emperor to mediate disputes that often had broader political implications. One of the most significant theological disputes of the 4th century was the Arian controversy. Arius, a priest from Alexandria, argued that Jesus was subordinate to God the Father, challenging the doctrine of the Trinity. This debate spread throughout the empire, dividing Christians and causing unrest. Constantine convened the Council of Nicaea in 325 CE to resolve the issue, resulting in the Nicene Creed, which affirmed the Trinity. However, the council's decision did not end the controversy. Arianism persisted, creating deep fissures within the Christian community and fueling regional and political tensions. These theological divisions reflected and exacerbated existing divisions within the empire. In 380 CE, Emperor Theodosius I made Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire through the Edict of Thessalonica. Pagan practices were outlawed, and state resources were directed toward building churches and supporting Christian leaders. Although this marked the triumph of Christianity, it also deepened divisions within the empire. Theodosius' reign was marked by religious conflict, pagan temples were destroyed, and pagan intellectuals such as Hypatia of Alexandria faced persecution. Meanwhile, theological disputes continued to fracture Christianity. The growing divide between the Latin-speaking West and the Greek-speaking East was particularly significant as differences in language, culture, and religious practice began to tear the empire apart. In the late 4th and early 5th centuries, the Roman Empire faced external threats from barbarian invasions and internal challenges from economic instability and political corruption. The dominance of Christianity added another layer of complexity. The Eastern Roman Empire, centered in Constantinople, embraced Christianity as a unifying force, while the Western Roman Empire struggled to reconcile the faith with its declining power. The sack of Rome by the Visigoths in 410 CE was a turning point. While the Eastern Empire survived and evolved into the Byzantine Empire, the Western Empire disintegrated. Christianity played a dual role in this collapse, as a source of division that weakened the unity of Rome, and as a foundation for the new political and cultural order that would emerge in Europe.